Welcome to Friday Fraud Law Review. It is also Red Friday, and for those that care to, I'd like to take a little note of remembering our deployed military members who can't be at home like most of us can. So if anyone wants to share that moment with me, please do, and enjoy the video. Bye-bye now. Hey everybody, Friday's Fraud Law Review, and happy Valentine's Day. I also want to, for those of us that feel the same way, give a shout out or a mental thought to our deployed military service members. So I thank them all. Okay, so this one's a doozy, came out yesterday. It is out of the District of Massachusetts. Um, okay, what happened here? So this isn't good. It looks like the not so lovely. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to say the name because she has not been convicted, and that would not be fair, and that would be contrary to our Constitution and our presumption of innocence until we are properly proven guilty by a unbiased, proper jury or judge. Okay, but here's the allegations. A Colombian woman residing in Boston was arrested for identity theft offenses and stealing housing benefits. So again, I'm not going to say her name, but she was 58. She is 58 years old. She's been indicted by a federal grand jury on one count of misuse of a social security number, as well as one count of making a false statement in an application for a U.S. passport. Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on here. And one count of theft of government money. According to the court documents, this not so well. I'm not even gonna put her down because who knows, maybe she's innocent. Um, she's a citizen of Colombia. She applied for a United States passport and a Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles Real ID. Using a real ID. Can I repeat that again? A real ID. I don't know if all of you have gotten your real IDs yet. You probably should get on that. Using the name and other biographical information of another individual. Additionally, she's alleged to have stolen approximately almost $260,000 in Section 8 housing assistance benefits from October 11th through January of 2025. The article from the OIG, Office of Inspector General, says that the charge of misuse of the Social Security number provides for a sentence of up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. The charge of making a false statement in an application for a U.S. state's passport provides for a sentence of up to 10 years in prison, and well, it should, I believe. 3 years of supervised release and a fine of $250. So she's got a lot of felony charges. The other charge of theft of government money provides for a sentence also of up to 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. Or the fine can be twice the gross gain or loss, whichever is greater. Notice they say gross gain or loss, not net. Um, if convicted, the defendant will also be subject to deportation proceedings, really, upon completion of any sentence imposed. Sentences are imposed by a federal district court judge based on the U.S. sentencing guidelines, blah, blah, blah. What it doesn't say is if she had legal or illegal status when she did this. Was she living as another person because she was trespassing here on her own? Um, and you know, it's funny. It makes me wonder. We all have opinions on this. I personally think when someone breaks into my house, I'm allowed to boot them out the door, even if they haven't come in here to kill me. Just my idea. I think taking up my airspace that I pay for is more than enough. And yes, I'm pretty tight on that. I didn't used to be. Back before I had a perception, and maybe it wasn't not a perception because maybe it wasn't, but most likely I was most naive because this is when I was like in my 20s. I had no perception that um, it was causing any problems, such as taking billions of dollars away from our homeless people here or our disabled people here. So yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, we got to stop giving it out like that and giving it up. Okay, so It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I don't track this well enough to know if OIG comes back and tells us what happened. We do see, I've reported on it before when they do talk to us about a sentencing for a previous indictment, but I don't know that it happens to all of them. I don't know that I have a list that one can go search, say, for the last name of the person and then bring up all the articles that would show the progression. I don't know if they do that. And I don't know if they have that sort of database offered. But I'm always curious to see what the end up sentencing is going to be. Because if you follow me at all, I'm kind of a hard arse. Um, Oftentimes I think people get a slap on the wrist, which probably contributes to why it keeps getting repeated. But in this case, 58 years old. She's going to be deported, I presume. I mean, we're kind of into deporting the criminals right now, right? And I guess if she gets convicted, she'd be one of them. Or I suppose if there's a significant probable cause. I don't know what the standard is when you fall into that category. And I don't know if she has priors or anything. Usually you would think that someone doesn't just start committing crime at 58. Just a guess. What do you guys think? All righty. I will link the article. You can see it for yourself. And have a great Valentine's Day, guys. I got a question. I was just listening to my one of my favorite news outlets. It's very biased, but it kind of fits the way I feel, so I'm all into it. Um, I say biased, but factual. So they have an opinion, but then they lay out the facts, and then you either have the same opinion or you don't. Uh, the one lady was saying Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, boys, girls, all of us. And then she suggested her her peer do the same. And he goes, "Yeah, no, I'm not cool with that." Because she was, and for any of you men who are comfortable saying Happy Valentine's Day, I didn't even realize it might be a kind of a more a gender oriented day. I don't know that it is strictly. It's just that men historically have been less mushy in terms of expressing stuff. But of course, every man in my life has always gotten me a Valentine's card or a rose or something sweet or taken me out, you know. Although we don't do that anymore. It's a little crazy out there on the in the restaurants on Valentine's Day. But just wondering, how do you guys feel about? I mean, I'll say, "Hey, happy Valentine's Day" to the stranger on the street. That's just my style and my nature. But I'm sure my husband doesn't. And in fact, I'm sure he doesn't say it at all. And he probably won't even say it to me, but he probably got me a card or flowers or something. So I don't know. I did get him a card too. A real sweet one, I think. Charge an arm and a leg for those things. I wasn't in like a store where you can get them at a reasonable price, but time is always my enemy, so I gotta kind of sometimes pay extra when I have to. If I had had more time, I would have made something because that's what I prefer to do. But anyway, here we go. Uh, a Colombian woman who is visiting, because you're always visiting, right? Uh, or a green card, but abusing it. So let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you soon.